What's happening, everybody? Y'all know me. This is Big Al, baby. And I'm the owner and proprietor of the most courageous podcast in the nation. That's going to be the Let Me Say Something podcast featuring me, Big Al, baby. So listen, thank y'all for joining me. And feel free to send this out to somebody that you think would like to hear it, or somebody that's going to, even if they don't want to hear it, they want to fight with me. I don't care. I want the smoke. I had to take some time. I'm in North Carolina right now. I did some doing some traveling. I'll be heading back in a few days. But a couple things I want to say. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about Trump first. Then after that, we're going to talk about black people. Yeah. Oh, my God. Nobody wants to do that, do they? No. Anyway, this is what's the deal. You are living in the greatest time to be an American. Yeah. The greatest time to be an American. You're living in that time. Okay? We have someone in the White House that is that's unafraid. He's plugging all the holes in the dam. We're just plugging them all up in the dam. Okay? Plugging all the holes up in the dam. And there's been a lot of holes. He's protecting Christians around the world. He's telling the world, if you harm an American, there will be retribution. You will pay for harming an American. He went after Iran, who for 40-some plus years have been killing Americans and saying, death to America, death to Americans. And our stupid ass presidents prior to the great one, Donald J. Trump, gave them money. Well, maybe if we give them money to appease them, they'll slow down their nuclear program. Freaking idiots, man. Freaking idiots. You give them billions of dollars that we had the money. We had cut them off. And then idiot man, Obama, and old worthless Biden gave them billions of dollars, gave all the money back to them. Obama said $1.6 billion in crates. So I read anyway, directly there. And I tend to think it's true because I keep hearing it too many times. And he hadn't said he didn't do it. Unbelievable. So the great one is making America safe for Americans to travel around the world, He's making America safe by getting rid of crime in major cities. But some of you dummies out there are still fighting against this. Not that you want crime, you just don't want him to solve it. I get it. You don't want him to have any wins whatsoever, but it's too late. History will regard this man as the greatest president that ever lived, bar none. And then in 3 years from now, Marco Rubio is going to be president. Then after that, J.D. Vance. But the Democrats are, I call them the Democrats. Whoa. The Democrats are actually are fighting, and they don't know what they're fighting about. They voted as a block, and they didn't block it, but they voted as a block that Iran is not a terrorist country. Are you effing kidding me? When 3 years ago, everybody except one House member said he was. Said, yeah, Iran is a terrorist nation. See, you see, with the Democrats and you soft brains, going after Trump is much more important than doing what's right for America. Because I can understand you got to fight some of the things he does, but you can't tell me that every single thing this man does is wrong and bad. But that's what you keep saying. That's what you keep saying. Now, I deal with idiots on Facebook, and they write, they send me stuff all kind. I deal with idiots, and I let them talk, and I go after them, etc. I try not to disrespect them. But it feels good being on the right side. It feels good being on the right side. It really does. crime has gone down, etc. Now, because of what's going on in Iran, the gas prices will go up. Okay, they will go up. Alrighty. If Biden hadn't stopped the Alaskan pipeline, then you wouldn't be having that problem either. But one of the first things Biden did was he stopped the Alaskan pipeline. He doesn't know why he did it. I think Pelosi just told him to do it because Trump did it. But if you look at all the numbers, inflation is down considerably, even with this conflict going on with Iran. We are, the whole world is safer. We got rid of one dictator, got rid of two dictators. The world is safer. And there may be a few others we go after as well. But you guys have got to let this man do what he does, because he's on a different level. He's smarter than you are. He's smarter than I am. He's smarter than almost everybody. He sees a bigger picture. He sees it down the road. This is the difference between having a businessman run something as opposed to a politician. The politician, well, if he fix it, how does it make me look? The businessman, can we fix it? Yes. Then fix the damn thing. And doesn't care how he looks. It needs to be fixed. That is our president. Now we have some problems in Minnesota. Huge theft. Huge theft. Same thing in California. Huge theft. In California, a railroad that had been multi-millions of dollars, and railroads never even been built. The railroad to nowhere. Where did the money go? Oh no, I don't know where the money went. I don't know where the money went. We don't have no record of the money. Billions of dollars. They don't have record. Now you and I, we got to account for all of our money and what we do, etc. Okay, if we have company money, we need to account for it. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Lose our jobs, go to jail. So far, not Gabby Newscomb. Nope. Not Tim Walsh. No, that guy is an idiot anyway. So my question to you is, why are you supporting the Democratic Party? And particularly black folks. I'm talking to you black folks. Why do you support the Democratic Party? Now watch this, guys. I'm not going to have anybody answer that question when I put it on Facebook. Watch. No one's going to answer that question. Because you're supporting a group that can't explain what a woman is. They don't have a problem with grown men showering with little girls. They don't have a problem with children wanting to change their sex and not tell their parents. No problem whatsoever with any of that stuff. They keep lying about they don't want ICE to deport criminals, and they protest to bring criminals back into the United States. Stupid as hell. And that's just part of what the Democratic Party is doing. The Democratic Party trying to, now. So let me just tell you what's going on with that. Why the Democratic Party is protesting? Because it has to do with money. Has to do with money. Even Hillary said if Donald Trump, what she said, if that motherfucker, meaning Donald Trump, gets in there, we'll all be hanging from trees. And she told the truth. She's a liar, but she told the truth that time. So what we have here is we have the idiocy of the Democratic Party trying to figure out how they can not go to jail. They know they stole money. Nancy Pelosi's rolling over. Is going to be rolling over and telling all she knows for immunity. I guarantee it. Hasn't happened yet, but it's going to. She's going to tell everything she knows for immunity. But they're going to punish her something. But they're going to punish some kind of way. They already stopped her money. She can't withdraw her money. She says, "I can't live off my senator's salary." Stupid B. She can't live off her senator salary. At the same time, we have Ilhan Omar, who went from negative when she came in 2019 to now she has $30 million plus. How did that happen? It was crooked. And we're also finding out that the election of 2020 was stolen. It was crooked. It's being proven. It's being proven. This is why Maduro was not killed, because he's got some things to say to save his ass. And keep in mind, too, Hakeem Jeffries called over to Venezuela to warn that man. Unfortunately, the job had already gone down, and that's why Trump didn't tell you, Jeffries, that that was happening, because he knew once somebody was going to go and call him, and call him, and that would have been very, very bad. It would have caused people to die. Again, the Democrats only care about covering their own ass, not your asses. What has the Democrats done since Trump's been in office to save America? To help America? Nothing. No bills. And now they're upset about the Save America Act, which just says, hey, if you want to vote, you got to have an ID. You got to go to the polling place to have an ID. Yeah. And no, we're not going to send you no more. We're not going to keep me in that voter's ID unless you're, unless you're out of the country, unless you're disabled, and a couple other things. That's the only time we're going to send you an app, send you something to vote with. That's the only time we're going to do it. 2020 election was stolen. The Democrats did it, led by Mr. Gayness himself, Obama. And if you remember, the first thing Obama did when he got in office was to make sure that men could marry men and women could marry women. That's the first thing he did when he got in office. And then he told black folks, I'm not doing anything for black people because it'll look biased, look prejudiced. Although he's gay and he helped the gays. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Then we got Epstein. All Epstein victims say, hey, Trump's not involved. We know nothing about Trump, etc. And then y'all say they must be lying. But we got pictures of Bill Clinton in a dress. We got pictures of George Clooney, Tom Hanks, and people like that, along with Bill Clinton with little girls. It's all part of record. It's all part of record. But the media is covering everything up. The media doesn't want you to know that Obama's involved. Hillary, Bill Clinton. They don't want you to know that. So what they do is they make sure that they don't cover it. New York Times, don't believe a word they have in there. Washington Post, they're the worst ones. Los Angeles Times, the San Francisco Chronicle, none of them are trying to find the truth. What they're doing is trying to find out how to stop Trump. Because the corruption, the fraud goes way up. See, as I said before, CEOs, governors, attorney generals, senators, representatives, it goes way up. Everybody's getting a piece of the American pie. And they kept telling you, it's going to run out. It's not self-sustaining. Take your damn hand out the till and stop stealing, assholes. Some of y'all out there don't give a darn. Some of y'all. So the question gets back to how can you vote Democratic when Trump is doing some wonderful things, which we're talking about not on this podcast but later, to help out the American people. He does not stop fighting for the American people. Does not stop fighting for the American people. That's why he's my man. That's why he's my president. That's why I'm proud to say it. And I'll say it to your face too, because I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for not backing the president. You should be ashamed of yourselves for even wondering if Kamala, oh God, Kamala could do what Trump did. No, she could not. She's not even a politician. She's just some chick that got lucky, I guess. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that. I want you guys to think carefully. Why would the media cover this up? Why are they every win that Trump makes, and he has a lot of them, you never hear about, or they try to twist it? Getting back to Iran, a missile went up and came back down, and it hit it hit a school and killed children. That was super sad. But there's no proof that America actually did that. There is proof that Iran has some kind of missile set up very close by. But they're still investigating that. But some of y'all want to run and say, yeah, see what he did. But you didn't protest when they killed thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Iranians in the streets in 48 hours. Didn't say a word. Nothing. No, nothing. Y'all didn't. There was no protesting in the streets when Maduro was starving his people and killing his people and putting them in jail. Y'all didn't say nothing. Why? Because you're cowards. Because you have Trump derangement syndrome so bad that you want to try to find something on him. I'm gonna tell y'all. Years ago, the mob, and they said this more than once, they tried to get Trump, they tried to corrupt him. He said, and the mob guy says, you know something? He's the only man we met that's incorruptible. He didn't bite on anything we did. We threw women at him, we threw money at him, we threw bribes at him, we threw vacations at him. We did all. He said he didn't bite on any of it. None of it. This is a mobster saying this, man. A mobster saying this. And y'all want to try to find something on this dude. You can't. Because I'm going to tell you, this is going to trick you, what I'm about to say now. Trump is doing the work that God has directed him to do. I'll say it again. Trump is doing the work that God has directed him to do. So you can't touch him. You can't touch him. And this is why, and the way things have been happening, it works out very well for him. 4 years of incompetency, 4 years of a crook, actually 12 years of a crook if you want to add Obama. You are living in the time of the greatest president America has ever known. There'll be no one like him. Y'all tried to kill him. Y'all tried to impeach him. Y'all tried to slander him. Y'all went to his house to embarrass him and did all kinds of, and you still didn't. He still kept coming back. That's what America is. That's what American people are. We just keep coming back. He's the epitome of an American. He won't stop. He keeps coming back. And y'all just can't stand it. Oh, well, he's your president too. I want to thank y'all for taking the time. I want to thank y'all for taking the time to listen to the big guys, the Big Al. Let Me Say Something podcast. You guys, man, send it to somebody that'll get pissed off, because I want them to come. I want them to join me on Facebook, and so we can have it out. I ain't scared of the smoke. I want the smoke. I want the smoke. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.